At Vinsys, we think there are 4 critical steps to delivering a win in a complex bid. The third of these is getting the proposal right. And that's because it doesn't matter how good the solution is or how good the message is, if you can't get the message across to the prospect, they will not become your customer. Now, the problem is that largely the customer has asked the wrong question. They've told you what the problem is, or they've told you what the solution they want is, and then they've asked you to respond with what are you going to do and how are you going to do it. And the RFP is almost always about, this is what we're going to do, this is how we're going to do it, and this is what it's going to cost for us to do it. All good information that doesn't differentiate you from your competition, who are answering the same questions, probably in the same way, with solutions that are very similar. So, what is the question that the client should ask but rarely does? And that is, why? Why would I choose you rather than somebody else? That's the most important question. And let me see if I can give you an analogy, a thought experiment to help you think it through. I'm going to try and sell you a shoebox. I'm going to try and sell you the shoebox and its contents for $100. How many of you would buy it off me just on that pitch? And the answer is probably none of you, and also probably all of you. If you were actually listening and thinking about this, a question will have popped in your head, and it will have been, what's in the box? So I'm going to try and sell it to you without telling you what's in the box. So here's offer number 1. Give me $100 for the box, put the contents of the box on sale on eBay tonight. By 9 o'clock tomorrow morning, you'll have sold it for $1,000. Can I have a sale? Usually 50% of the people go, that sounds like a good deal, I'm in. $100 isn't a lot to lose, I'll take a chance, let's go. Now I can get more than 50% if I sweeten the deal. So the deal sweetener is, if you haven't sold it for $1,000, 9 o'clock tomorrow morning, I'll give you your $100 back. Now I get about 50% of the other people, so I'm up to about 75%. But I can get nearly everybody by saying, if you haven't sold it for $1,000 by tomorrow morning, I will give you $1,000 for it. I am that confident that you can sell it. And at that point, the clients, 99% of the people who see this, will buy the box. Now the point is, you've made a decision to buy a fictitious box without looking inside it to see what it is. And that's important. Now imagine that I'm a client and I want to buy a solution. I don't just go to one person. I'm going to spend $100 million or whatever. I'm not going to just talk to IBM. I'm going to pick a couple of competitors and I'm going to ask them exactly the same thing. In fact, I probably have a whole division of my business called procurement that do nothing else except find at least 3 people and see what price they can get for whatever it is they need. And so what happens is, I sit there as the decision maker and I ask you, what are you going to do and how are you going to do it? And you present your solutions to me and I'm looking at 3 boxes. The first question that pops into my head, like it did to you, is, what's in the box? So I ask you all what's in the box, you all lift the lids and you all show me how you're going to solve my problem. Now, from the outside looking in the 1 hour that I've given you or whatever, it's very difficult to discern the difference between what you're going to do and how you're going to do it if that's what you present. And so the trick in the proposal is to make sure that whilst we answer what's in the box, which we call the exam question, at some point we put the lid back on the box and say, so that's what we're going to do and that's how we're going to do it. What you really want to know is, why would you choose us rather than somebody else? And have the conversation about why us. And that's the value proposition. And the trick is to make sure that when you write the proposal, the executive summary has that argument in it, and that throughout the whole of the executive summary, all of the answers to the questions are all tied back to the value proposition. And if you do that, we can show that that increases your chances of getting down selected to the next round where you get to deliver the presentation and win. And we think that's important because at Vinsys, we believe winning is everything.